You're in the middle of a deep workflow, feeding data, analyzing output, and gaining momentum. Then the system stops. You've hit the Claude usage limit. Your access is locked until the afternoon, right when you needed it most. By adjusting how you configure your workspace and changing a few specific chat habits, you can cut your usage by up to 90%. To do this, we need to look at how Claude actually measures your activity. This diagram shows a standard conversation history. Claude doesn't just count the number of messages you send, it counts tokens. Every single time you enter a new prompt, the system has to reread this entire accumulated stack from the very beginning. A short follow-up question carries the computational weight of the entire conversation that came before it. When you ignore this hidden context reading cost, your daily limit gets consumed up to 10 times faster than necessary, bringing your work to a hard stop. Step 1 is fixing how you load context. Instead of pasting the same background information into every new chat, we need to establish a zero-cost context base. In the sidebar, click the Projects tab. This is where you will upload your recurring reference files, like PDFs, briefs, or style guides. This diagram illustrates a process called caching. By placing files in a project, they are locked into memory. Subsequent questions bypass the document's token weight, meaning you don't pay to reread those files with every query. Next, fill out the custom instructions and user preferences. Define your specific role, your desired tone, and any recurring roles you want Claude to follow. Loading your PDFs into a project and defining your role in the system memory eliminates the need to re-explain yourself. You stop paying the token penalty for repetitive setup. Now that our workspace is optimized, we have to look at chat habits. The most common mistake is treating Claude like a text message thread. When the AI gets an answer wrong, the instinct is to send a quick follow-up correction. Watch this token thermometer. Sending 3 follow-up messages forces the system to reread the history 3 times, pushing costs exponentially into the red. To fix this, hover over your original prompt and click the edit icon. You replace the history rather than adding to it. You can take this further with batching. If you need a summary, a list of main points, and a suggested headline, put all 3 requests into that single edited prompt. Using 1 turn instead of 3 stops the context load from compounding. Editing and batching your prompts will preserve 80 to 90% of your usage limit. Even with batching, conversations will eventually grow. A reliable physical rule to follow is this: if it takes you more than 3 seconds to scroll back to your first prompt, your chat is too long. Look at this scale comparing a simple prompt to its actual context cost. By the time you reach message 30, a simple 5-word question drags over 50,000 tokens with it because the model has to process the entire backlog. You need to enforce a hard stop. Every 15 to 20 messages, wrap up your current thought. Then move to the top left and click the new chat button. Long chats are expensive chats. Ruthlessly starting fresh resets the board and completely eliminates the exponential token tax. The final piece of the optimization workflow focuses on the engine itself. By manually routing your tasks to the appropriate model, you free up another 50 to 70% of your budget. Not every task requires heavy processing power. Use the Haiku model for your quick brainstorms, simple formatting, and rough drafts to preserve your budget throughout the day. This routing matrix breaks down the tier system. Reserve Sonnet for your standard work, like content writing and analysis. Only upgrade to Opus for deep work, such as long document reviews and complex logic. Next, look at the bottom of your chat interface. Ensure the toggles for web search and research mode are switched off. If you do not explicitly need web or research access for a task, turn them off. Leaving them active forces Claude to consume tokens in the background, even for basic prompts. Selecting the right model and toggling off unnecessary features guarantees that you match the system's processing power exactly to the job at hand. You stop overpaying for simple tasks. By caching reference files, editing prompts, and respecting message limits, you have built a workflow that minimizes redundant token costs. These habits keep you within Claude's primary constraint, the rolling 5-hour window. Pacing your work and using these efficiency tricks prevents the usage sprints that lead to sudden lockouts. For those working in AI and machine learning, these manual model routing rules can be translated into code using a LangGraph-based router. This creates a system that automatically picks the right model based on task complexity, ensuring efficiency without manual intervention. Mastering the token cost of your queries ensures you can work without interruption, keeping Claude's most powerful models available exactly when you need them.